A very warm namaste to everyone. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, especially in the modern day scenario. And lots of patients, they ask about Panchkarma, like what really Panchkarma is. Apart from the what of Panchkarma, like what encompasses Panchkarma or what are the parts of Panchkarma, I think the first question which needs to be addressed is why Panchkarma and what's the need for Panchkarma. So to know this, let's take an example of a car. You drive a car, it could be a petrol car or a diesel car, and no matter how well you drive it or how bad you drive it, eventually you have to take it to the mechanic every few months, and because the performance levels come down, and also the car might develop some kind of a snag. So what happens is when the car moves around, the bad oils or the bad grease from the car sticks around the different important parts of the car. It could be the engine of the car gets all this bad grease, the air filters, the oil filters, the exhausts. So almost all the the system of the car gets this black tar. And then you drive the car to the mechanic, and what does he do? So while he would clean the outer body of the car with water, the inner parts of the car, you don't apply any water. So he would take some fresh diesel out of the car and then clean the vital parts of the car and change the engine oil, put some fresh engine oil, and repair any electric circuits, and there you go, the car gets fresh and new, and the performance level goes up. So similarly with the body, no matter how healthy we eat or how bad we eat, these toxins, they tend to accumulate in the body. These toxins are known as ama in Ayurveda. Ama means unprocessed or undigested. So while water-soluble toxins are easily to throw out of the body, we hit the gym, we sweat, we run, we walk, or we do yoga. So all these water-soluble toxins come out in the sweat. Similarly, they come out in the urine. It's the fat-soluble toxins which are very difficult to eliminate, because fat has a greasy, a sticky property, just like as in the case of the car, the grease was sticking around. Similarly, these fatty toxins, they kind of stick around various systems of the body. They stick around the liver, causing something like a fatty liver. They stick around pancreas. They stick around the blood vessels. If they stick in important blood vessels like those of the heart, you could get a heart attack. They stick around the hormonal receptors on the body. So when the hormonal receptors, they are covered with this grease, the hormones cannot act. And when the hormones cannot act properly, you get various kind of issues, which is a separate topic. What all symptoms are there and what all diseases are cured by Panchkarma, that's a separate topic. But talking about this fat soluble toxins, so in Panchkarma what we do is, just like the mechanic was using the fresh oil to clean the bad grease, we will use fresh oils, good oils, which is ghee, sesame seed oil, and we introduce them into the body internally as ghee drinking, or externally as various kind of oil massages with sesame seed oil. And these fatty toxins then bind to these good oils, and then we, with the help of various techniques, bring these fat and fatty toxins combination into the gut, into the belly, from where we can throw them out upwards as as that would be a vomiting or Vamana cleanse, or downwards through Virechana diarrhea or Basti enema cleanses. So simply speaking, this is an introduction of good oils and combining with the bad fats and then being thrown out. That simply is a layman's explanation of Panchakaram. Now interestingly, all the modern day toxins in which find a way into our diets, no matter how good we eat, let's say food enhancers, additives, insecticides, fertilizers, antibiotics, all these are fat soluble toxins. So they are sticking. And apart from that, undigested foods, undigested proteins, fats, so they all stick around and they are eliminated through this process of Panchakaram, also known as Shodhana process. So is Panchakaram only a method of cleansing? No. After we have achieved this cleanse, after we have cleansed the body of all these toxins, the body is clean. The vessels, the blood vessels, the nerves, the lymphatics, all the channels are open, and then it's a great opportunity to introduce some nutrition, because any nutrition we put inside will be nicely absorbed. So therein comes the second benefit of Panchakaram, or the second aspect. So one aspect is detox, and the second aspect is this detox leads to open channels, a great opportunity for some nutrition. So Panchakaram works both ways. It's a dual process, detox plus nutrition. So diseases which are caused by these toxins will be helped, and diseases which are caused by degenerative changes or changes which are brought about because there are some nutritional deficiencies in the body will also be helped. So it works both ways. So it can again be used for wellness. As I said, if you're pretty healthy, you've been eating nice, but still there's a buildup of toxins, so then Panchakaram will help in your wellness to improve your health even further. And if you're diseased, then of course we throw out all these toxins and then add some nutrition, and the diseases will be cured. What all diseases will be cured? A topic of separate discussion. And these toxins, when they are present in the body tries to burn these toxins, and so the body will raise the temperature, and there will be various kinds of inflammations in the body because of these toxins, as if the body is trying to burn these toxins. So those inflammations then ultimately come down automatically because we have removed the root cause. So it's a common saying in Ayurveda from the authentic text, from the leading text Charaka Samhita, which says like Doshah kadachit kupyanti jitah langana pachinai jitah sanshodhanairetu natesham punarudbhavah. So it simply says that if we try to treat diseases with medicines and with herbs, the results might not come. Whereas when we try to win over the diseases with these purificatory procedures of Panchakaram, the diseases don't come back. So herein lies the great benefits of Panchakaram. Now, keeping this knowledge and background, we can now discuss the what of Panchakaram. We just discussed the why of Panchakaram. Why is it? And now we can talk about the what. What all encompasses Panchakaram. So it's not that the patient comes to us and we start doing all those vomiting cleanses and diarrhea cleanses and everything. No, we don't jump onto the main cleanses. What are these main cleanses? And what is the meaning of the word Panchakaram, which is very popular? Pancha means 5 and Karam means procedures. So it's a set of 5 procedures. What are these 5? So first one is Vamana, or a vomiting cleanse, Virechana, or a diarrhea cleanse, oil enema or Anuvasanavasti, a herbal complex decoction enema, Kashayavasti, and a nasal cleanse, so that's Nasyam. So these are the 5 main procedures. Do we jump onto these procedures straight away? No. We first prepare the body so that the body is ready for these 5. And after we have done these 5, we recoup and recover from this process. So Panchkarma is basically a 3-step process. 5 main procedures, that's how the name comes, but a 3-step process. Preparatory process known as Purvakaram. The 5 main procedures after the preparation, that is Pradhanakaram, and the post-procedural methods known as Paschatkaram. So what are the preparatory procedures? Why are they done? So simply speaking, as we have already discussed, to throw the toxins out of the body and clean up the body, we first need to mix the toxins with some good fats. So preparatory process is the introduction of good fats. Purvakaram consists of basically again different procedures. So let's say the patient comes, it's day 1. Do we start introducing the fats straight away? No, again no. We would like to dry up the body first. Just like if rain falls on a very dry ground, the water percolates or water enters really deep. Similarly, if we have to oil the body, we would first dry up the body. So this also helps in breaking down the toxins with the help of these drying procedures, so that the toxins are broken into smaller pieces, and then it's easy for them to mix with the fats. So very first thing of the preparatory procedure would be these drying processes. How is it achieved? It's achieved through powder massages or powder contained in cotton bags known as potli. So we can thump those cotton bags on the body, potli massage. That's externally, and then internally some herbal drinks are given. So once these drinks, they start working from inside, and then the potlis and the massages work from outside. How long to do this process? Well, each day there will be discussion, a consultation with the doctor, and before starting the process itself, there will be a consultation wherein we try to judge the body type of the person, known as the prakriti, and we also judge the vikriti, or the disease. What's the nature of the disease? And after these assessments, we will start the procedures. So how long to do this? Well, let's say a simple example would be if a person is very active and exercises a lot, does a lot of yoga, or has just come to us after doing a long trek. We assume that the body is already dry by these exercises. So then less of these processes will be done. And after we have achieved a level of dryness, we can then move on to the oiling process. So oiling again will be oiling inside out, which will be a few days of ghee. Each day there will be a small amount of ghee given in the morning, and then the doses keep on increasing every day. So it's a 3 to 7 day process of giving ghee, oiling inside out. After we have achieved this, then the body will be oiled outside in. How is that achieved? That's achieved through oil massages. After the oiling has been achieved, we will then start some kind of sweating, which can be in putting the patient inside a steam box, or doing other kind of steams, just to bring about sweating in the body. So with sweating, what we achieve is a mixing of the toxins and good fats. So previously we introduced good fats, and then we sweat the body so that the good and bad fats, they can nicely mix with each other and then be transported. The sweating also transports these toxins into the gut, and then these toxins are ready to be thrown out of the body in the main procedures. So with this we finish the preparatory process of Panchakarma, the first part of Panchakaram, and each part of Panchakaram, how long it takes, will also determine the duration of Panchakaram. So how long Panchakaram takes, that's a separate topic. So after this we move on to the main Panchakaram, the main 5 procedures. So the question comes, are all 5 done on each patient? No, all 5 are not done mostly. There will be cases sometimes where we might think of doing all 5, provided the patient has that much duration of time, because it might take anywhere close to 2 to 3 months, and time and also strength. It requires some strength on the part of the patient. So otherwise we will choose anywhere between 2 to 3 or 4 out of these 5 procedures. So which is the first procedure? It is therapeutic vomiting, known as Vamana karma. So once the toxins have come in the stomach, they are eliminated through this process, and this process helps with the different kinds of diseases, more of the upper part of the body. And next process is Virechana. Virechana is therapeutic emesis, therapeutic diarrhea or purgation, wherein we give the patient some laxatives, and he goes to pass stools multiple times. How many times? It could be like 10 to 30 times. It depends on the nature of the disease, the nature of the patient, the strength of the patient above all. So we have to keep that in mind. Even in case of the vomiting cleansers, how many times he'll go? It could be up to 10 times, 10 bouts of vomiting. But again, depends on the strength of patient, and it is thoroughly, properly controlled process. And after this, usually one of the two is chosen in the patients, either the vomiting cleanse, Vamana, or the diarrhea cleanse, Virechana. After this, there will be a certain gap during which we will do some preparatory or recovery process, some special diets. So this is the post Panchakaram diet. These are the post Panchakaram procedures. And after this we move on to the next, which is the Basti or enema cleanse. There are 2 types, the oil one and a complex herbal enema. Each one demands a separate topic. Again, different kinds of massages are done along with the enemas, and multiple enemas can be done, whereas the vomiting and diarrhea cleanse are just the one-day process. There will be only 1 day of vomiting, there will be 1 day of diarrhea. The enemas are done on multiple times, multiple days. We could go on doing multiple times. Depends on how deep the disease is, which kind of system is involved. For example, if deep nervous system is involved in diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or dementia, we could go, all over a month of enemas can be done. So after the enemas have been achieved, we do a nasal cleanse in which we put medicines through the nose, and this also is done multiple times, multiple sessions over a period of multiple days. So these are the 5 main Panchakarmas, and after these, of course, the post Panchakaram diet and post Panchakaram rejuvenative herbs. So once the body has been cleaned out by these processes and it's ready to receive nutrition, We then send in good herbs, good nourishment, and it's thoroughly absorbed by the body. So this ends the process of Panchakaram in layman terms, and there will be a separate video on each of the Panchakaram. We usually do an initial consultation, and we will also do blood tests and scans. Sometimes patients have already undergone these tests and scans, especially the radiological scans. We don't repeat, we don't ask patients to do again and again. So probably they have already done it, and they come to us, and we then select the treatments accordingly. And after the treatments are over, we like to repeat these tests and show changes. So there are remarkable changes usually shown in the blood levels, in the scans. But of course, if it's a very structural changes, if the structural anatomy is disturbed, then the structural changes don't show up in the radiological scans.